For over a decade, pet battles have been one of World of Warcraft's most peaceful pastimes. Whilst raids raged, battlegrounds burned, and dungeons demanded perfection, a small but dedicated community was quietly training, collecting, and battling hundreds of tiny companions. But now, with World of Warcraft Midnight on the horizon, that peaceful pastime may finally be reaching its end. So today, I'm asking the question every collector's whispering: is Blizzard quietly killing off pet battles? And is Midnight the moment it happens? Let's start with the facts. Not rumours, not outrage, just what's officially confirmed. In the Midnight Alpha, wild pets in the new zones are no longer battled. They're captured with a single click using a throw trap interaction. No combat required, and many of these new pets have no battle stats or abilities at all. Blizzard confirmed this in a blue post. The pet battle system is being iterated on in Midnight. We're exploring new ways to engage with pets, including simplified collection methods. So yes, the traditional wild battle mechanic is being replaced with simplified capturing. Existing content still works. Trainers, dungeons, and legacy pet battles aren't being removed. But Blizzard has confirmed there are no new pet battle dungeons, and only a handful of new pets in Midnight will actually be battle ready. Blizzard says the system is being iterated on, but so far, players haven't seen any new form of engagement, just removal. If this is iteration, where's the replacement gameplay loop? Simplifying something isn't the same as improving it. This shift did not come out of nowhere. Back in patch 11.2, the final major update of the War Within, the new zone Koresh also launched without a single pet battle. No wild pets, no trainers, nothing. At the time, I personally noticed this, and most players assumed it was an oversight. But looking back now, it feels like a warning. A sign that Blizzard has already stopped prioritising pet battles long before Midnight was announced. If Blizzard truly intended to re-evaluate and improve the system, Koresh would have been the perfect testing ground. Instead, they quietly skipped it entirely, suggesting that the decision to phase pet battles out was already in motion. And that's what makes Midnight so significant. It's not just a pause in content, it's a deliberate step away from supporting the system altogether. So why make this change? In their official feedback thread, Blizzard said they're re-evaluating engagement with pet battles, noting that only a small percentage of players actually use the combat side of the system compared to collectors. In short, too few players battling, too much developer time maintaining it. But here's the other side of that argument. Maybe players stopped engaging because the system never evolved. Pet battles have been a part of WoW since Mists of Pandaria in 2012. Yet after more than a decade, it's barely changed. No new mechanics, no meaningful rewards, and no major updates in years. So when Blizzard says people aren't playing it, that might be because it's been left to stagnate. Players didn't abandon pet battles overnight. They lost interest after Blizzard stopped giving them reasons to stay. It's a classic cause and effect problem. Stop developing a feature, engagement drops, and then that drop becomes the justification for removing it. By Shadowlands and Dragonflight, pet battles content had almost disappeared entirely, and now Midnight just makes that absence official. For long-time pet battlers, this change may hurt. Pet battles weren't just cute, they were deep, strategic, and oddly relaxing. Entire communities built guides, spreadsheets, and add-ons like Rematch to perfect their teams. Now, all that complexity seems to be replaced by a click. For collectors, sure, it's convenient. But for battlers, it feels like Blizzard's drawn a quiet curtain on something they loved. Blizzard often talks about making WoW more accessible. But simplifying isn't always accessibility. Sometimes it's just removal of depth. Pet battles already had optional difficulty. No one was forced to do them. So why not keep both? A simplified catch system and a full battle option. Some players have speculated about legal pressure, that Blizzard might be distancing itself from mechanics that resemble Pokemon, but there's no solid evidence of that. No lawsuits, no takedowns, nothing official. Everything Blizzard has said points to resource allocation and player engagement, not legal risk. Still, it's worth noting Blizzard could be cautious about any feature that could invite comparison to competitors or require unique upkeep. It's easier to quietly phase something out than to maintain a niche system indefinitely, even if it still has a loyal fanbase. Blizzard's language matters here. They've said they want to preserve both collecting and battle combat, not expand them. If no new trainers, dungeons or battle pets are added, then the feature is effectively frozen in time, a museum piece. We've seen this before with other side systems, garrisons, island expeditions, Torghast. Features that once defined expansions but were never revisited. The difference is, those systems were expansion specific. Pet battles on the other hand were meant to be a permanent sub-game within WoW. Something evergreen that connected every zone and every expansion. By abandoning it, Blizzard isn't just cutting side content, they're dismantling part of WoW's identity as a world full of small interconnected systems. Unless something changes in beta, pet battles may soon join that long list of forgotten experiments. Whatever Blizzard decides, the pet battle community deserves credit. For over a decade, they have kept one of WoW's smallest systems alive through passion, creativity and pure love of the game. They built guides, hosted tournaments, and even created their own unofficial events. So even if Midnight ends new content, that legacy will live on in the collectors still leveling pets, completing achievements, and remembering when Azeroth's tiniest battles mattered. So is this really the death of pet battles? Well, maybe not a sudden death, but it's definitely the midnight hour. Unless Blizzard surprises us with a full overhaul, this marks the moment pet battles fade from the future of World of Warcraft. But what do you think? Should Blizzard keep supporting pet battles, or has the time finally come to let them go? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And thanks for watching, please do like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.